everybody, and welcome back to Once Upon a Page. We have a very special day today because it is a book birthday. Believe it or not, the party store does not sell happy book birthday banners. So I had to go with just happy birthday. But Amy has a new book out, and tonight we're going to find out a little bit about it. Amy, go ahead.
What do you want to know?
Well, the title would be great, and the day that it comes out.
Start.
So the title of my book is Riding Home. Writing like writing a letter, not riding a horse. Writing. And it is about Christiana and Jordan. And Christiana lives in Alabama and Jordan lives in Louisiana. And they meet through his cousin Tina, who is Christiana's best friend growing up. And they become pen pals. And I'm not going to tell you a whole lot more because I don't want to ruin the book. But it's a romance, so I have a feeling you can figure out at least part of it.
And what day does it come out?
It comes out January 19th, and it will be available on Amazon and on anayapress.com.
Awesome. And you do have a book trailer, correct?
Yes, I do.
And where can we find that?
So I have it on my Amazon author page, and I have it on my Facebook author page, and I have it several other places, including YouTube.
Okay, can you share it on our YouTube channel?
I can definitely do that.
Okay, so everybody, you don't have to go hunting it down. You'll find it in the list of videos with the rest of our videos. And we're excited for Amy, and we want to find out a little more about her book. I think she's actually going to read some to us. And right before we started, you saw a picture of the book, and you'll see another picture at the end. I'll put it back up with all the pertinent information, like where to buy it and what day you can buy it on and everything. And we hope you read it and love it and review it. And if you do, be sure and share in the comments today what you enjoyed about it, because I know Amy would love to hear that.
Yes, I always love hearing from my readers.
And would you like to read us an excerpt?
I can. So basically, I'm going to read you the first couple of letters that Christiana goes by Chris and Jordan exchange. Just to give you a little taste, I'm not going to read you the rest of those chapters. Each chapter starts with a letter because they write back and forth to each other through the whole book. But I just thought I would read a couple of them to you just so you can get a hint of how their relationship starts. So basically, to give you the background, Chris has put it out that she wants a pen pal because she found some old letters of her grandparents. And so Tina sees that post and she suggests that Chris write to her cousin Jordan. And then Tina just goes ahead and gives Chris's address to Jordan, and he writes the first letter. Okay. Okay. Hi, Chris. I know a lot of people normally start letters with a dear, but seeing as we have never actually met, I felt this greeting would be safer. When Tina first approached me about being a pen pal again, I really wasn't sure what to say. It seems ages ago since she and I exchanged letters in school. Back then, our biggest worries were whether a fellow classmate noticed us, or if our haircut was stylish enough, or if we had the coolest pair of shoes our moms could afford. I wonder how dreary a letter I would write now would be without all those exciting problems. But the more I thought about it, the more I really liked the idea. I don't have many close friends since my schedule stays fairly busy. I work as a nurse practitioner for a pediatric clinic in Shreveport and often have after-hours duty on top of normal clinic hours. It's tiring, but also satisfying to know I'm doing everything I can to help keep kids safe and healthy. Tina says you work at a similar office there in Alabama. Maybe we'll have more to write each other about than I first thought. I suppose you'd like to know something else about me besides that I'm related to Tina, although she's 4.5 years younger, and that we're in similar work. I attend the same congregation I've worshiped with my whole life. In some ways, that is amazing because everyone knows me. In other ways, it's hard because they all still see me as I was when I was 9. I would love to have a dog, but I feel like it wouldn't be fair to the animal with my crazy hours. I live next door, well, more down the hill and across the driveway to my parents, in a cabin that used to be my grandparents'. Together, we have 10 acres, mostly woods, with a small fishing pond about the length of a football field from my front door and down a gravel path. I love to cook, but hate to clean up the mess afterwards. Whenever I get the chance, I love to go fishing. And when I watch football, I usually root for Oklahoma, despite being a Louisiana resident, because that's where my dad went to school. I can't think of much else to say in this first missive, but if you choose to accept the pen palship that my cousin has suggested, I'm willing to give it a try, obviously. If you think I sound completely insane and you want nothing to do with this, feel no obligation to write. Just let Tina know, and she can let me down easy. Hoping to hear back, Jordan White. So that's the first letter that they exchanged. And then here is Chris's reply to Jordan. Hi, Jordan. I think you're totally right. It is a bit strange to treat someone as a dear when you've never met in person. Although if you're related to my best friend, then surely you will someday be as dear to me as she is, right? I was just like you and doubted Tina's suggestion at first. I know it was my idea to begin with, but it was more of a whim than anything. I for sure never expected her to give you my address before she'd let me know you were willing to try this. Needless to say, I was surprised, in a good way, to get your letter the other day. Thanks for agreeing to be sort of a guinea pig. I do work at a pediatric clinic too, but my job isn't anywhere as important as yours. I'm just a receptionist. It keeps me hopping during the day, but I don't have to be on call like a lot of the doctors and nurses. The office has been busy here in Alabama. I love the fall, but hate the sniffles and coughs it brings. I'd much rather have sports injuries than runny noses coming in. Not as much risk of getting sick myself. This wasn't necessarily what I pictured myself doing when I grew up, but it was a job that was available when I graduated, and most days I enjoy it. I guess Tina told you that she and I grew up down the street from each other. We were best buddies from the moment we met in Bible class and still stay close despite me living in Alabama now. I too stay active in the congregation here, although probably not as much as I could. I've lived here several years now, but don't feel I've put down many roots. It's just where I went to school, so it's where I stayed afterwards. Well, okay, there's more to the story than that. I came to school here because my dad and his best friend did, and every time they talked about it, it convinced me Huntsville was exactly where I needed to be. Then, when my two big brothers mocked me, saying I wouldn't last more than a month before moving back to Nashville, I determined to stay for good, just to show them. Not the best reason, but I refuse to let them be right more often than I have to. You mentioned having a brother, so I'm sure you understand. I'm not really a fan of football, so I don't know who I'd root for. My dad and brothers all root for Arkansas because that's where his family is from originally. Instead of my brothers being younger like yours, though, I'm the baby of the family. We can still commiserate on the trouble of having brothers if you want. We're opposites in the kitchen, too, it sounds like. I don't mind cleaning up, but I dread cooking. If it's not something super easy and quick to make, it's not in my apartment. My crock pot gets a lot of use for sure. Although I don't mind baking, especially bread. Bread making is a family tradition, and I love the way it makes the house smell. Nothing better in the world. I don't know what else to say now. I guess I lead a pretty boring life. Work, church, home. I'm not much of a pet person, although I don't mind animals. And I've never actually been fishing. Maybe Tennessee girls don't fish as much as Louisiana girls do. I do like to eat fish, though. Thanks again for agreeing to this, at least on a trial basis. I think it could be fun getting to know someone else. And as I pointed out to Tina when I brought the idea up in the first place, I think it's going to be nice getting to know someone on a deeper level than what social media seems to allow anymore. My coworker today was taking a selfie to post on her site and only took a picture of half her face. When I mentioned it, she simply said she didn't like the other half. Maybe I'm too old to understand, even though there can't be more than 3 or 4 years difference between my age and hers. But do you think it's because of the vanity and self centeredness of social media? That people don't like half their face? Or did I just not notice it before because it's more prevalent now? I'm not sure. Now, I've probably scared you off for good, but if not, I look forward to your next letter, Chris Jones. That's how they get started.
That is a great beginning to their relationship. Have you had any experience with pen pals?
I have. So, most people know that I've moved around a lot growing up. And I can remember after we moved, after my after my first grade year, I wrote at least 1 or 2 letters to my best friend from first grade, Tina. That's where I got that name. That one didn't last very long for obvious reasons. And then I wrote to some of my cousins, like all through high school, like middle school and high school, off and on. And believe it or not, all through high school, I had a long distance relationship. We were living in Tennessee, and I was writing letters to a guy in Oklahoma.
How about you, Erin? Have you had any pen pal experiences?
Not with like pen and paper, but my husband and I, we started talking through email and chatting online. So
how did you meet?
We went to the same high school, but we just talked online instead of in person.
It's safer that way.
Yeah, I guess.
I know I met a guy between probably 7th and 8th grade at a summer camp, and we were like best friends all through high school and up until we got married. And no, we each got married to other people, not each other, and everything. But we only saw each other like one time, other than the time we spent at camp, and that's how we got to know each other. That's how we got to be friends, and we could tell each other everything. It was kind of nice.
Yeah. So I actually talked to one of the editors with the company that is publishing this book, Anaya Press, and she said that she and her husband, most of the first part of the relationship was through letters because he was deployed, like right after they got together. So I was like, see, it still happens, it's like she gets the idea from her grandparents who wrote to each other during the Korean War, which is what my grandparents did. My grandma was still living in Arkansas. She had 2 kids and had another one while he was gone. And they kept up with each other through letters. And, that's something that happened more back then, but it does still happen today. So I just thought it would be really fun to explore the idea of,
Yeah,
can you
really neat.
form a relationship through letters?
I think we're missing something with all the text and instant messaging and
yes,
all the social media type interaction. There's something real that's missing, I think.
it's so fast. You don't have to take time to think. You just like send it, boom, gone. And I think with a letter that you actually handwrite, it just, you have to put more thought into it. Like, what am I going to send this time? What do I absolutely want her to know? And then you have like this, oh, when am I going to get a letter back? You have the anxiousness and something to look forward to, and it makes it more special when it comes, and we don't have that with all the instant gratification now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Erin, did you have any questions or thoughts or anything?
I got to read it early on. I'm special.
I'm not ready yet. 2 balloons. Hello.
I know. I like your balloons. I think I was probably one of the first people that got to read it, wasn't I?
I think you were. Yeah.
So
Well, I'm just
I
leaving
love
now.
it.
No.
I'm excited. Heather learns the truth and she walks out. No.
I'll let you read the next one, Heather.
Yeah,
The first read the next
you'll
one.
give it to Aaron, and you know.
Well, we exchange edits, so that's why she gave it to me.
We do. We swap.
We swap. But I really liked it. I think it's a neat idea, and it's different, because like we were saying, you don't see passing letters back and forth very often. So
Yeah,
I really liked it.
Any other little special tidbits you want to share with us today, Amy? Not to put you on the spot or anything, but it is your day.
I mean, I don't know. I gave these characters a lot of interesting quirks and personality that I think you guys are gonna like. Lots of talking about fishing and cooking, and a few surprises thrown in for good measure. So
Well,
I
that's
had a lot of fun
intriguing.
writing this book. A lot of fun writing it. Yeah. I love the story.
My interest is completely peaked now. It's like, ooh, what interesting quirks, Does she like pour her milk in the bowl and then her cereal? Does she,
I don't think I added that one in. I'll save that one
No.
for another book.
Okay.
I'm sure there are
Do you
people
like
who do
to go fishing, Amy?
I was thinking the other day, I was like, when was the last time I went fishing? And I can honestly say I was in high school the last time I went fishing, and I caught a turtle. I didn't even catch a fish. I caught a turtle, and he ate all the bait off my hook. I know.
Oh.
So you guys haven't taken your kids fishing?
I did not marry an outdoorsy guy. I did not.
Man.
I did not. My family would go camping and hiking and fishing and stuff. And my husband's idea of camping is staying in a hotel room without TV.
Well, my husband is camping this whole weekend, so he just left today. In the snow to go camping. He's so excited.
Not my idea of fun.
Yeah, me either, but he's so excited.
So are any of your characters' interesting quirks adopted from your own life?
That's a good question.
And will you tell us if they are?
She may not want to own up to that.
I don't know. I don't know. I did put some stuff from my real life in there. My grandmother's roll recipe is in this book.
Ooh,
cool.
I am waiting for the dirty emails from my family. I really am. Because I did not tell them that I was doing this. I did talk to my mom about it first. But
you just
I didn't
shared the secret family recipe with the world.
The secret family recipe that she would give to anybody who asked for it. Yes, it's that one. So that's in there. I do have her take some cooking classes. And I will say that when I was in college, I took a cooking class because even though I had grown up like helping in the kitchen and stuff, I was not confident in my skills, and I knew I was getting married the next year, and they offered it and I needed more hours anyway. So I went and took a cooking class as one of my courses. And so I just thought, when she goes to improve herself and figure out why she's not happy where she is, this would be a good way to get started, especially since he likes to cook and they talk to each other about it. So that's in there. I don't remember if any of those recipes that they cook in the class were some that I actually made in my class, but they all sound really yummy.
Well, that's good. Maybe they'll inspire other people to go out and try their own recipes like that,
There you go.
There you go.
And we are super excited for you, Amy. And
Yay.
This is book number 4.
Yes.
And you're going to have, 2 more book birthdays this year? I
So
don't
I-
think that should be allowed, but
No, I think we need
are
to cut her
super
off.
happy
Yeah.
for you.
I'm,
If you
I'm
manage-
overwhelmed.
If you manage to
overwhelmed.
shove another one in, you're off the team.
No.
You know,
Yes.
we
Yep.
can't handle that kind of pressure.
Yes, because some of us is waiting for answers.
Yes.
I think all of us are waiting for answers.
Yeah.
But we
Oh,
are super happy for you. And again, anybody who's watching, go out, get yourself a copy of Writing Home. That is what it was, right?
Yes.
I don't have the picture in front of me, so I'm like, oh no, did I say it wrong?
You said
Get
it
your
right.
copy of Writing Home, and don't forget to let Amy know what you like about it after you get done by leaving a review. And we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.